Sunday night. Want to put up on my players how we talk about the rear hip coil, as you saw in the earlier video. Just want to give you some feedback on how I attack it, what I think the action is. So right now you have a 13-year-old player on the screen. He's a player who joined our program in the fall. So he's been through our team practices. He has an idea of what we teach. He has an idea of barrel turn mostly. But this is his first time to take a one-on-one lesson. He's really looking for just a little more drive in his ball. He's not a big player. He's a second baseman, shortstop type. Not trying to hit the ball over the fence, but still trying to be able to drive the ball for good singles and doubles and use the speed in his best favor. So let's get started. So the first drill we have him in is a lunge drill. And what we're focused on right now is trying to open those hips externally. When I say open the hips, I don't mean have his belly button facing the pitcher. When I say that, I mean I want him to clear the hips. When I say open the hips, I want external rotation in the right hip. Okay, and this is his first time, so I'm not too hard on him right now, but he could do a little bit better job of that. What we're looking for is to make sure that this knee is not up underneath him over here and his heel pointing towards the catcher. We really want that knee to stay in an external down towards the plate, almost like he's squatting in that rear hip. Okay, so you've heard me talk about back chain, so we're just going to back chain it right here. So we've already coiled, we've already worked the hip down the leg, and now we're just going to work on the launch of the swing, using the lower back to kind of force us back through this ball. We're already timing, and our body's telling us to launch. So we're going to launch the swing with our lower back. Our lower back and our hip is what's going to make the shoulder go into the external rotation and begin the barrel turn while my hands pivot the barrel around the top hand. Play at full speed so you can see it, and then we'll slow it down. Okay, so as you see here, there is a little push in the leg. The hip is reacting to the foot a little bit. That's why you see his hips move up. He kind of shifts forward. Again, it's his first time. That's the move we're looking for right here. We just want it sooner. This lower back kind of get into the swing right now and start to stretch that right hip to the right shoulder. Barrel turn is good. Again, we wish that the knee wouldn't travel up. We want him to more squat down even more, get more external rotation, and make that knee travel down and forward as he gets his lower back into the swing and launches that barrel from the right side. With the hands, we're always focused on not letting the hands cross the midline. The midline being from the chin to the belly button, maintaining the hand path on the right side and the barrel path on the right side of his body, staying behind this ball, getting through the ball before the barrel launch. So again, he's doing a decent job right here. Would like him to be a little bit more sudden and not having this raise up and this shift in the front leg. You see that knee go over the front foot. That back leg kind of extend right there. Again, it's his first lesson, and not being too hard on him. Just trying to search for a feel of that lower back, and for the most part, he gets that feel. From there, we're going to go into what I call an open go drill. So I'm going to stick him in the back of the box, and I'm going to preset his coil. We start with a 50-50 facing straight down the back net, and we rotate our upper body, not by our shoulders, but by rotating that right hip around the leg portion of external rotation again. So that to me is how we load the right leg, all the weights off the left foot. And from here, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did on lunge. The point here is when we launch this swing from our lower back and down our leg, our rear leg, it'll carry my front leg forward. There won't be an active reach with the foot. It's going to be sudden right now. Get to the ball as fast as you can with your lower back and working that hip down. Go ahead and let you see it. Alright, so again, he immediately launches. Then get that push is starting to go away that we were talking about. With the older players, you're going to see it, that stride when you get them out a little bit further and more into a traditional swing. But again, first time, not bad. We want them to understand that stride is going to happen because of constant drive down that leg from the hip and the lower back, and not an active reach with that front leg. All right, so again, still maintaining the swing on the right side of the body, launching it down the leg, trying to make the foot react to the hip, not the hip react to the foot, to launch them into this swing pattern. Okay, so from there we're going to take the same drill, and we're gonna more square up the ear. So we're still in the same setup, loading the back leg by a coil of the hip. So when you coil that hip, what we're going to see happen is that knee is going to want to come to this back neck, okay? And that's going to make that foot also want to start to, the toes to start to turn to that back neck. Obviously, we don't want that to happen, but that's a feeling that we want. Tying up the back leg, posting the back leg, making the back leg feel like a candy cane. But it doesn't happen because his foot is planted in the ground and it's firm. So that's why the foot doesn't rotate. But it's that rotation of the leg. Since the leg can't rotate but wants to, the body has to counter it. So the only way to counter it is for the body to move forward, and that's how we initiate the ball in our stride. The only reason he's not moving forward right now is because his left foot's on the ground, but he has a lot of pressure on the inside part of his foot. Not because his knee's inside his foot or he's pushing into his foot, but because his hip is making his foot grab the ground. So as soon as he picks up his front foot, you're going to see that he's going to begin to move forward. And as soon as that foot comes off the ground and his anchor comes up, he begins his move forward naturally, not because of an active push. And then when his body tells him, he's going to start to come out with his lower back to force rotation and drive through this ball. There you go. That's the open drill, or go drill. Okay, from there, we're going to get more a little dynamic with it. We're going to stick him on the side of the box, and we're going to make him forcefully externally rotate that right leg without turning his hips to the ball. Step into the box. After he gets his foot planted, then he's going to coil all the way around that leg to approach the ball, and then launch out of it again. So here we go. So he steps in with an external rotation, trying to keep his hips square down. As soon as he feels it, he's going to coil the hip to get back to the ball. And once he feels his coil, he's going to come out of it deep fast speed or behind the baseball. Show it to you again. Step in, coil around the hip, drive. Okay, you just got to be sure that when he's doing this, he steps, he keeps his hips down the line, his belly button down the cage, and then it's not just an active move of the shoulders turning. It's actually his right hip wrapping around that leg even more. You see that knee, watch that rear knee want to turn back. You see it kind of gets hidden behind the T right there. So it's his leg becoming active through his hip. All right, once his body tells him we're loaded up, the ball's here, we're ready to swing, we're going to reverse that action back down the leg even more with our lower back, forcing the core into rotation, which is then going to launch the bat behind us. What I want you to notice is there's not a lot of active throwing salt over the shoulder, or you hear everyone talk about the Donaldson and the hands going up and down. And while those moves are great, you can't actively throw the hands back up. We gotta let the hands get down or from their position, and they're gonna launch back up because of the lower back and the core, forcing the body into rotation, forcing the shoulder into external rotation, sliding your elbow naturally, and then driving the ball. So there you go. That's a little bit on the hip. One more time. And I'll show you a full swing. And there you go.